1st of August at Bella Vista, right opposite Chutka's, the Dubai Property Expo. Buy from the best, from the best. Hey, getting back to Australia, can we please call upon very active into the community, Friends of India, ladies and gentlemen, Warren Kirby, the MP, Chair. Steve Kemper, the MP Minister for Multiculturalism and Sport. Important time, a busy time for the office. Steve Kemper is probably one of the finest MPs that we had. He loves his cricket. Warren loves his cricket. Warren, where are you? Ladies and gentlemen, loud round of applause for Warren Kirby. Warren's got a lot of friends. Warren, you want to take some time out? You can tell them the photo shoots will happen very soon. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for the very handsome, a very favorite, Warren Kirby.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. Namaste, namaskar. Sat Sri Akal. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to everybody. Good evening and g'day. Thank you very much for joining us all here. Sorry I was a little bit waylaid over at the photo booth and I do late to the microphone. Of course, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands on which we meet, the Gandangara people, and pay tribute to the elders past, present and emerging. Of course, we have to recognise our hosts for this evening, Nadeem Ahmed, the founder of Indians in Sydney, and his amazing team. Of course, Gurnam Singh. These guys do such an incredible job, not just with the Facebook page, but throughout the community, always seeking to engage in a positive and constructive way with everybody in the diaspora. Of course, we've had the Premier here this evening and we have parliamentarians from all levels of government, federal, state and local government, both sides of the aisle, which really underlines the importance that people in the political sphere place on the Indian diaspora and the relationship that we have between Indian Australians and the broader community. It really is a pleasure to be with you here this evening on Indian Independence Day. So happy Independence Day, everybody. I'm here representing the Minister for Multicultural, Steve Kemper, who sends his warm regards and apologies that he couldn't be here this evening, and he wanted me to pass on his congratulations to the team for putting this together and the celebration of Indian Independence Day. Look, this momentous occasion took place on the 15th of August in 1947, where India was born as a nation. The independence was a culmination of a very long struggle, and of course that struggle and that journey was not without its fair share of pain. As the leader of Indian independence movement, Mahatma Gandhi, had previously declared, the masses in India are awakening, and it's too late to persuade them that good alien rule is better than bad indigenous rule. Gandhi spoke of India that was modelled itself on the idea of non-violence and advocated for a peaceful and non-violent end to British rule. But sadly, the partition of India and Pakistan that took place at the time displaced millions, and it did cost. Despite this unrest, India moved forward with its commitment to becoming a secular republic, with India's first Prime Minister, Nehru, enshrining secularism in the country's constitution. And of course, this is a bold and principled deeply with our own secular values here in Australia that we hold. Independent India faced a republic standing back up on your own 2 feet and to emerge as what is now the fastest growing economy to being the third largest economy. It's the dynamic arts scene that's given rise to a behemoth. Bangalore has long been recognised globally as IT revolution. Bollywood has exceeded Hollywood in terms of both films generated and revenue generated. I was in Bangalore earlier this year and noted that it was considered to be the Seattle of India. And of course, India's health professionals have made their mark around the world. Large Indian diaspora community, New South Wales, choosing to set up their home in our is nowhere more seen than in my electorate of Riverstone, where we have the largest and fastest growing Indian diasporas in Australia. A little bit of history on, or a little bit of background on my electorate. If we go back to pre-COVID years, before we saw the large influx of an Indian diaspora moving into our area, we were looking at around about 8.5% more of unemployment. That unemployment rate now, with the influx of people coming in from India, has dropped to below 2%. It regularly sits around 1.8, 1.9%. And that is around about half of every other electorate that's around us. We have seen a drop in crime rates. We've seen an increase in academic achievement. We have some of one of the largest numbers of university-educated people in New South Wales. It is, by any measure, a success story. And while many Indian migrants have addressed skill shortages in our job market and lifted our economic performance, they've also transformed our cultural landscape. I've said for a while that while our cultures may differ, our value systems are very much aligned. India has vibrant celebrations and festivals like Diwali and Holi and Pongal, and the Indian community adds to our multicultural calendar throughout the year. In fact, just this week we've had Janmashtami, we've had the Indian Independence Day, and we've also had Rakesh Banham. We are one of the most successful multicultural communities in my electorate. Seeing so many cultures coming together, living, and importantly lifting each other up at every opportunity they can. I'm regularly visited by people from the diaspora into my office, not asking what I can do for them as an MP, but what they could be doing for my community, how they can be helping me to uplift our community together. And one of the many things that makes our multicultural story a success is the strength of our community groups. Many of these community groups being formed by the Indian diaspora. Groups of like-minded leaders and active citizens that organise collectively and selflessly give up their time to forge communities. Right around the great state of New South Wales, there are thousands of these groups doing great work for the community. And one particularly large and impressive group is Indians in Sydney. Founding in 2007, this kind-hearted organisation has grown and grown to become the centre of a remarkable community with over 137,000 followers on Facebook. Many of those posts, as we heard earlier, there's weddings being organised, people coming together, finding where to buy food, where to go shopping, where to engage with one another. And as a regular follower of this Facebook page, I can tell conversations that are going on there are uplifting the community, all about supporting one another, all about making sure that it performs a positive impact for everybody around them. And what began as a vision to bring new migrants together has flourished into a network that offers that support, that hope, and that sense of belonging. I'd like to again express my thanks to Nadeem Ahmed for his vision in setting up this wonderful organisation and the conversations that we've had over years now about what we can be doing together to make our communities a better place. To the volunteers who serve the most vulnerable in society with kindness and compassion. Well done, Nadeem. Well done, Gurnam, and everybody involved. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of Indians in Sydney is a shining example of how cultural heritage and compassion for others can combine to do good. On behalf of Minister Camper, I wish the best for Indians in Sydney as it continues on its extraordinary journey. Thank you to all of the luminaries that are in the room this evening, whether you're from business, from community groups, from the political class. Thank you for all coming together. I wish everyone with connections to India, a very, very happy Indian Independence Day. Jai Hind and Advance Australia Fair.
Thank you, Warren. If I can please ask you to please be on stage, as I'd like to please invite Sonia Sydney Gandhi from Multicultural New South Wales and IABCA to felicitate you. Thank you very much, Sonia, for all the great work you do with the community and strengthening India-Australia ties. Ladies and gentlemen, loud round of applause for Warren Kirby, felicitated by Sonia Sydney Gandhi from Multicultural New South Wales and IABCA. And a quick moment for a photo, please. Thank you. Come on, guys, let's keep those applause running. It's a cold night out there. We need to keep clapping. You don't want frozen hands when you're walking out. Thank you very much. We'll have a few more awards. Can we please have Bai Sumit?
Thank
We have the lovely lady, Bai Sumit. Can we please have you? Thank you for your contribution. And we'd like Warren to felicitate dedication. And thank you, Nadeem, from Indians in Sydney. Quick moments of photos. And we've got Infinity Financials from Financials Advisory. The interest rates being low at the moment, it's all infinite right here in Sydney right now. So thank you very much, gentlemen. Do we have project experts? I think Nadeem sponsors are still taking photos through the back. They've missed their... The true moment is right here on stage, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be a long night celebrating Project on Track and Vision language experts. Enjoy the hospitality of Doltone House and the dinner of Delhi or Delhi. And if you're feeling lazy on a Monday afternoon or dinner time, do have some takeaways, as the food is true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our next... Thanks to Gurnam Singh, I've had a couple of dinners with him. He's truly a friend of India. He loves Indian food. He loves Indian music and anything to do with India. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please invite the Shadow Minister for Multiculturalism, Mr. Mark Curray. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a loud round of applause. Very fit, Mark.
Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be here tonight. And I do want to firstly begin by just acknowledging the wonderful work of my very good friend, Jazel, who's the MC tonight. Isn't he doing a great job? Ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be here tonight. And I do want to firstly begin by just acknowledging the wonderful work of my very good friend, Jazel. He's doing a great job. Not just the jacket, but come back on stage for a minute. These are the shoes today, and I too would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands in which we meet today and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I want to also firstly acknowledge our hosts here today. My good friend Named, the founder of Indians in Sydney, to Gurman Singh, of course, another good friend of mine. He's here as well. I don't know where he is, but he's somewhere here in this place. To all the members of Parliament, and all of you have been acknowledged, and I won't be acknowledging you again, sorry, but to all the community leaders, the faith leaders, to each and every one of you. It is wonderful to be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute privilege to be here tonight at the second annual Indians in Sydney Gala Dinner, event that has grown bigger, better and stronger each year. Tonight we celebrate 79 years of Indian independence, a very important moment of great pride for Indian Australians and a reminder, I must say, of the enduring spirit of freedom, of resilience and unity as well. I must say we've heard a lot about the Indian contribution to New South Wales. The community is one of the great success stories in Australia in that multicultural society. Today, more than a of Indian heritage call New South Wales home, making you one of the largest, fastest growing overseas born communities. And that, I think, ladies and gentlemen, deserves a round of applause. Your contribution is everywhere, from medicine to small business, from engineering to education to politics to, of course, the arts. The Indian, every corner of our society valued. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to finally recognise Indians in Sydney, a wonderful, remarkable group who've done an amazing job since 2007. The willingness to help one another is exactly what makes New South Wales a strong, successful and united multicultural society. So tonight we celebrate 79 years of Indian independence, such as Indians in Sydney. Thank you very, very much. Happy Indian Independence Day and enjoy tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. We'll just get you to hold on stage for us, as we'd like to felicitate you for your great hard work. Can we please call upon Mohammad Shamim Khan on stage from Indians in Sydney to felicitate Mr. Mark Kurre, our Shadow Minister for Multiculturalism, a great friend of India and true community leader. Thank you very much for everything, Mark. And Mr. Khan, we'd like you to felicitate Mark for his contribution. And of course, we'll have some of our awards. Here's a man who battles with doctors because he believes in the power of Ayurveda. Can we please call upon Dr. Naveen Shukla, a man who's not only just transforming the Indians in Sydney, but the entire nation with his Ayurvedic magic. He has started when doctors have given up. So can we please have Dr. Naveen Shukla, a true magician of his... Oh, he's not here. He's probably healing more people through, but an acknowledgement was a must, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, a token of our appreciation to Desi Dude. Is Desi Dude over here? All right. Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Gurnam. We're thanking our media, our photographers, and of course, the unmute, Sunny Singh. I think, Gurnam, you're probably the best candidate to do this as well. Thank you very much, Mark. And vision language experts. Thank you very much for your great work in the community. Being bilingual is the key to being here in Australia. Languages, such diverse communities. And the guys at Vision Language Experts just represent that. So thank you very much, guys, for working so hard. A quick photo. Thank you very much, gentlemen. All right, getting into some... From the south to the east to the west, we take you right to the north of Punjab. And we love the Bhangra performance. performances that we always see in the biggest of stadiums, be it tickets. It gets up. So let's give it up for the guys